Welcome to FPL Selection. Today we'll take a look at how the team is shaping up for Game Week 33, but first a quick look at how we got on in Game Week 32. So a total score of 105 minus 4, so a nice rise up to just outside the top 2,000. Very nice to get a rise up this week, been a few bad weeks in a row. It was mostly the Newcastle players that came up big with the points. So Pope had a clean sheet and a penalty save for 15 points. Murphy was a transfer in for Gordon with 19 points. That was a really close decision up to the deadline. I was debating whether to keep Gordon. So glad I got that one right. And then Isak with 33 as triple captain. Just the one goal and assist over the 2 games. Could have definitely been a lot more than that with the chances he had in the 2 matches, but I'd have taken 11 points before the games. You know, anything double figures I think is a decent return for a triple captain, so yeah, no complaints there. So yeah, let's look ahead now to Game Week 33. So Game Week 33, this is my current free hit draft. Makes sense for my team to go for a free hit this week, because I've got no City, no Villa, and yeah, I think there's a lot of good fixtures to target in this double, and I'm only 1 player short for Game Week 34 with the squad that I've got. So yeah, I really want to attack this week and yeah, try and get a nice buffer and get in front of people, and then play a bit more defensive next week. So at the minute, if I just talk through roughly what I'm looking at here, so I think double Arsenal defence makes sense. Raya probably the most likely to play both the games, you'd say. Ipswich away, Crystal Palace home. Yeah, I think that's 2 very good fixtures. Good chance of clean sheet in both. And I've gone for Saliba as the second player at the moment. There's a bit of a boring pick, but he's the most likely, I think, out of the Arsenal defenders to get both games. You've got the Champions League semi, I think it's a week after the Crystal Palace game, so I'd be very surprised if he didn't play both league games. I think they're pretty much locks, both of those at the moment. And I've gone for Gvardiol, the City double of Everton away and Villa home. To be honest, I really do not rate the City defence, so I'm not interested in clean sheets there. I think if I get one, great, but I'm not expecting it. He's just purely in there for his goal scoring and assists. I know he hasn't had as much recently, but just think for a double game week, you throw in someone like that just purely on the chance that they might get a goal one of the games, and you know, City could potentially get clean sheets if they have, you know, a bit of a better performance, keep the ball. They're always capable of it, certainly with the quality of players. So yeah, I think it's a no-brainer as well for this double. And then the third defender I've gone for is Bradley at the moment with the Leicester away. He scored really well last week. Got the top bonus, I think. Didn't even play the full match. He's just very, very attacking, same way as Alexander-Arnold. So it's only a single fixture, and I am debating that position at the moment. But I just think with the Leicester fixtures, a good chance of a few attacking returns as well. So yeah, I think that's makes sense to me at the moment, just to go for a attacking Liverpool defender there. Plenty of routes to points. And basically on the same premise, Salah stays in, single fixture only against Leicester away, but yeah, the ceiling there is very high for Salah. So I mean, I would like to have a full team of doublers just to roll the dice, but I think going against Salah, you know, against a newly promoted side, well, I say newly promoted, we're near the end of the season, but certainly going to be relegated Leicester. Salah hasn't had huge returns recently, so this could be the game where he goes big, and yeah, it would be silly not to have him in for that. And I'm going for De Bruyne. It is a bit reactionary, I'll admit that on this. I haven't seen anything from him this season that suggests we'd want him in our teams, but yeah, that performance last week for a double, he might not start both games. He might only get sort of, you know, 90 to 100 minutes over the 2 matches, but the quality of the player, you know, he can put something on a sixpence for anybody at any moment. So, he only needs 10-15 minutes and he could score massively. So I think double game week, Kevin De Bruyne makes sense to me, just to roll the dice there and, make him up big again this week. I've got Rashford in for Newcastle home, Man City away. Again, the Villa is very difficult to predict who's going to start, but I think Rashford played really well the other night, and he is the kind of player that he can go off big. So for a double game week, he might only get one start out of the two, but he's probably going to come on as a sub in the other, you'd imagine. So again, might be a sort of 90, 100 minutes, but the quality of the player, he's Villa's number one penalty taker according to Emery. So yeah, I think that's a lock for me as well, Rashford in that. And Saka is away at Ipswich, Crystal Palace home. Again, quality of the player, he might not start both. He's still coming back from his injury and not playing as many minutes as he normally would. Obviously just trying to look after him, ready for the Champions League semis. But I think Ipswich away, he's only going to need 10-15 minutes in that to get something. And as we've seen recently with Crystal Palace, they've been very leaky. So Palace at home, yeah, he only needs, again, a short amount of time and he could get a return in that. So looked great since he's been back from injury. So again, a no-brainer, I think, on this one. And then for the fifth spot, I've got Bowen in at the moment. That's purely on the fixture, really. I think a bit of a differential, not highly owned. So Southampton at home obviously is a good fixture for any player. He's the talisman for West Ham. It's might be worth the gamble. I am still looking at Palace players as well, and potentially could have a second Villa midfielder. But Bowen's in there for now, and yeah, I'm going to tinker. It's one of the positions I'm going to tinker around with. See where we end up, but I think just for purely on the fixture, it's a nice differential to have this week. I think most people will be looking at Saka and De Bruyne as they transfer in, or a Villa midfielder maybe. So it could be one that a lot of people won't be able to get to. Be nice to have. And Marmoush for the City double. Again, I think he's a lock as well. Makes sense to have the number 9 for City. Don't think Haaland's going to be back until near the end of the season, so you'd imagine Marmoush will get both starts and should get a good amount of minutes. And just seeing how well he's played so far, yeah, he looks really great forward. So yeah, probably going to be vice captain for me this week, I think, Marmoush. But yeah, I think he's definitely a lock for me. And Watkins is in at the moment, and that's probably the biggest position is up for debate at the moment, is that second forward slot. I could go for Mateta. I have also got a sneaky eye on Evan Nilsson for Bournemouth. Just need to have a little bit of a review of Palace, because Palace were absolutely brilliant a few weeks ago, and then after this double, just really down on them and don't really know what to expect, especially if they rotate with the Cup semi-final coming up shortly. They've had a lot of games in a short time, so I think with Watkins, I'd expect him to get good minutes in both the matches. I think he might get one start. I'd be very surprised if he didn't, because he certainly doesn't seem to be first choice at the moment, but he's certainly been playing well, the bits I've seen. So yeah, maybe gets one start and maybe gets a 20-30 minute cameo in the other. So just think having both him and Rashford, it sort of covers that 9 position for Villa. And they played so well against PSG. There's no reason why they can't score against both Newcastle and City. And yeah, it'd be nice to have a piece of that. So yeah, for now, Watkins is in, but again, I'm looking at Mateta. And the other sort of wild card option I've got is Fulkrug for West Ham. Then we go Fulkrug, and then Rodgers or Asensio as the 5th midfielder instead of Bowen. I know that's a real long shot, as he's only played sort of limited minutes so far, but he's certainly been threatening, and a game against Southampton to get your goals tally up could be worth a punt. But I'm going to have to sort of debate that up to the deadline. But as I said, I think it's the 3rd defender, the 5th midfielder and the 2nd striker are probably the 3 positions that I'm going to be sort of considering over the next couple of days. And then I'd say the other sort of 7-8 spots that are all kind of fixed. And with this team on screen at the moment, I would have to basically bottom out the bench to the lowest prices. That's why I haven't put anything there on. Just gone for the lowest price in each position, and I can just afford with nothing in the bank. So it is a little bit of a squeeze and obviously a little bit risky, but if I do go down that route, I'd make sure I'd be happy that I think I'm going to get starts from all the players. So that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.